For more on this story, we bring in our hockey analyst, Kevin Weeks, who knows a thing or two about all the dangers of playing goaltender in the NHL. Kevin, can you, first of all, take us through what it is like to get hit with a puck in the bare hand, the unprotected part, without that protection of the blocker you normally have?
Yeah, my dad would probably laugh at that because you grew up playing cricket and you catch barehanded in cricket. But nonetheless, I digress. Thanks for asking the question, Smitty. I would say this. So funny you ask. I actually have a blocker right here. So here's the face of the blocker. And oftentimes the way guys are shooting, your hand can be kind of rotated externally a little bit because that's the blocker motion you're trying to make. And with that, they've added improvements to the blocker by having this panel. They also have this white flap. They also have a black flap. And that's all right here to protect this index finger that you see wiggling around right in here. Now, somehow, once you have the stick there, the puck will ramp its way up. I've had this numerous times where I've had various degrees of a broken finger as a result of those shots that kind of catch you in that unprotected area. I'm not saying that's what Markstrom has this time, but it is very common, especially in practice for goalies, when they're seeing a high volume of shots, to get dinged and end up breaking or fracturing this index finger.
Well, as you alluded to, Kevin, you've had injuries to that hand. So can you share what the recovery was like, depending on the severity? Was that something that you could play through?
Sometimes you can play through them. Some guys have had them splinted. They'll get a splint on that index finger. Some guys will actually get like a mini cast. It varies depending on the severity of it. But I've had instances where I've been out for a week. I've had instances where we don't report the injury and you play through it. I've had it shot up, certainly, in playoff situations. But it varies. But I'm telling you, it hurts so much because every time you're holding the stick, that's your trigger finger on the stick. And that's your balance kind of finger under your blocker. And every time you hold the stick and you get a shot off the blocker or off the stick, it reverberates. The only thing that's the most important thing, though, Smitty, is as long as you're able to maintain control over that stick with the finger, you're fine. But I've seen instances where it's extreme and you just can't do it.
Well, certainly concerned for the Calgary Flames. Markstrom, the #1 goalie, has started 16 games. Kevin Weeks, always great when an analyst comes along with props to explain it all. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Smitty. Thank you.